Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.
Start having the conversation now, because so far minyanti se obi ehwe no nkwa minyanti ye and ye bompa say
and no papers be report to say Adenta area ho nipa miensa.
One life lost is one too many, and these are some of the things that in my view are avoidable. As I say, ye tutu ye nima wi na abanye ne say oya me gidi say nima bi wo ha enya dia ebe hadwe ana enyen ma ye be experience no the way ye experiencing it. I spoke about spatial planning. Hwe Ghana ha gutters ye ni bi enkanka nkrabontin so ye ni you can say deep gutters that can contain the amount of water na eya nsuto ye hunu and where we even have gutters in Kitingiti, they are all choked. Andra, I had the occasion, Mami ya dina mintimin kama azamni ye. Andra, I had the occasion to speak to
one of the show.
But I will say nibri yaba, because the more you think about it, the more incensed you become. Look, Andra, I spoke to the issue of our investment in sanitation and the outcomes thereof. Ye disika bebre na sanitation mo na nso we share the outcomes na any investment no ebra. It tells you say we are not getting value for money in the kind of investment I hear in sanitation. Look at the gutters. They are almost, in fact, all the gutters in Accra no bebre na are choked because of waste. And if the attitude of the Ghanaian people say we are not responsible in the way we dispose of waste. Now why you try to say even in our irresponsibility we try to say deal with the waste. We are not able to clean our environment, we are not able to manage waste and yet we are sinking a lot of money. If you look at how much money local governments and local governments the assemblies, I refer to each assembly as a government on its own. We share local assemblies here. Sika yetiti omo because of sanitation. Any abayankaza other intervention programs are buying there by yetua hoka. Now so outcomes any investment are here ebra. If we are able to clean our gutters, rid our surroundings of filth, any other waster of waster. Mejidi said, we won't have choked gutters, and at the end of the day, ensure they be a pequine, but one man acquire, and one will create his own way. And that is when it diverts into people's homes and flood. Now, apart from gutters, even structures are ECC. Look, on a lighter note, the very day Miti said Nana Krum ni Santo have become New Legon Hills.
Me who Facebook post mastresa.
No, and the very day Miti said these areas have become New Legon Hills. One of them said there will be problems. Because Obia Bepeso or once a dinner there, everybody coming there would want to show Misu dia mabedru. And sometimes in a desire to show ostentation and to show say yen asabi yen sikano, yes you see Diana, we don't take into consideration some of these things and nyoma bi abetimi see after you see Diana wie. People wouldn't even mind to build in waterways because abe New Legon Hills inti okokra na esi ahade asase asa odini tumi bekwa akoji bebia ese nsuo fa na nsuo no to a na ofie no nsuo ni yirfa wa na be hadwen. Look, it is not exciting seeing the videos. But sometimes your attitude can any desire to live the so-called luxurious lives. You want to show una ufie yefe na bibia obesi we see na extensions beauty me. Look, obia obesi dan bia ukoji permit na. The permit is approved based on the site planner odibae. Into the drawings on the side, any side plan na ye share and sana ya approve yamo. Obi ya approve man or we na ve wabe extensions be at the end of the day etimi blocky the waterway no. Nti nsuo no to a eba na pimpim enye bebi nko na akọ hardwin. And the enforcement regime so is very weak. Yempenyim for whatever reason are unable to enforce our special laws. And the sanctions regime no so is even non-existent. Well, I have made the point say Ghana anybody and Mikaim Rebi, we had a certain mayor who was very frontal on this issue. We see dino, in a place ancestors we see dino. Or bibu dino. It sounds inhumane. It sounds insensitive. But for the collective good, no, you have to sacrifice the irresponsible few, if I'm allowed to use that word. What is here? Because we see would die, will be BSO see would die no. You get affected as well because obi nipa kuobi and so you become a victim as well. And to avoid a lot of people suffering, no, here say government would begin to take some drastic action. And be a new and society among yourself every. Abayin bi start say omu yesi ube huwa fellow feeling insensitivity these are the words that become the buzzwords on radio and on TV. Ubio TV na ubio radio and obeti ani say abayin way is insensitive, abayin way has no fellow feeling. So and these have become very well, I mean these words have become very entrenched in our conversations when tragedy strikes. And I say starty edging or mining in our home. And forget about there's no political capital in my view to even be made from. So OBS dime BBN so see that na hard na yebebua. Oko kan ho asem trying to look as if say wona say be wodun omo chain, abina. It weakens government's resolve to deal with some of these issues. But you says so see what dime BBN so see na. It doesn't matter how nice the house looks. As I say conform. If yes, shall say implement way with the rigor that it deserves now, Mijidi say everybody else obviously then would be minded by that and would be guided accordingly. Now, I always make this point say there's nothing like natural goodness in any man. If there are no laws, every man by nature is opportunistic. And obi niwa obetimaka media naturally mi obia law abiding. You are law abiding because sanction be etichiri if you don't abide by the law. But when we have bylaws govern how people should dispose of waste and the rest, but we don't have an enforcement mechanism.
Peace FM 104.3. Good to meet you.